In this video, we will talk about the basic concepts of GDscript and programming in general, but applied to GDscript, so that it is a little bit easier if you are an absolute beginner in programming to get into it and understand what is happening in the programming videos. So I know this is going to be a little bit abstract at first. So if you are watching this because you have never programmed before, what I suggest you to do is watch this video, then go through the tutorials with programming elements, and come back here at the end of the episodes to actually understand better what I'm saying here, because there are a lot of informations that you will actually miss if you are watching this before making any program, and they will actually make sense when you have programmed a little bit and that you come back to it later. So to start with the concept of an instruction. An instruction is one action that is defined by one line of code. It is the main building block of your programs, and you will actually be stacking those instructions in order to produce the wanted behavior. I just want to warn you about something here. When I say a line of code, it is a virtual line of code, because sometimes when an actual line of code is so long, what we do is that we break it so that it is more comfortable to read it for the human eye, but for the program itself, it's still considered as one line of code and one instruction. You can actually see that when you actually break a line, that the counter on the left side doesn't increase. GDscript is an indentation language, which means that a block of instructions is represented by an indentation. When you start an indentation, you actually begin a block. When you end an indentation by coming back to the previous one, you leave the block, and if you indent again inside a block, you create a block within the block. Block of instructions are useful to actually declare methods and or conditions. These are concepts that we will explain later. Variables are data containers. They are kind of boxes that you declare with an instruction in order to store some information in it. For example, you will have the first instruction, create the box A that will contain a number. Then you will have the instruction in the box A that contains a number, put the number 12. It is actually possible to create a box and put something in it in one single instruction. This is the instruction. The instruction create a box A that contains a number with the number 12 in it is an instruction that exists, for example. Methods are series of instructions. So here, there are kind of blueprints, recipes, schematics. You will actually create a series of instructions that will be reproduced whenever you call or summon this method. It is very useful to actually avoid duplicating code. If there is a series of actions that you will do very often, then you can put it in a method, and let's say that it is actually 10 lines of code, then you just have to call it once when you summon the method, because you have already declared what this method do. Here is an example of how methods work. On the left side you have the program, and on the right side you have the description of the method, which is just composed of instruction F and G. So in the program, we go through instruction A and B, then we go through the method, and then we have the instruction C and D. The result of this is that instruction F and G will be weaved in between A, B, and C, D, because if we look back, this is exactly where we call on the method. So now to talk about objects. So this is a little bit complicated at first, so this is pretty much the part I was thinking about when I said go program a little bit and come back here. So objects are constructs made of variables and methods. Let's actually use this presentation here as an example. The title objects at the very top. It is an object. It is an object that contains different variables. For example, here we have one variable that contains the text which is written. Another variable contains the fact that the text is bold. Another variable contains the alignment, and another variable contains the position. You kind of get the thing here. The body of text, exactly the same. It has the same properties. The text, the position, bold, alignment, but they have different values. So technically, they are the same object, but with different values for the variables which are declared within this object. A little bit nebulous at the moment. The second point I noted is create the blueprint first, then instantiate it. Because when you create an object, kind of like how you declare a method, you first define what this object is going to be, but you don't create an object by defining what it is. You first create the blueprint, then once the blueprint exists, you can decide to instantiate this object and store it in a variable. So variables can contain objects. And this is where it gets a little bit confusing at first, but you have objects which are constructs of variables and methods, and then you can have a variable containing an object. So a variable can contain variables and methods, basically. This is all we will be talking about in this introduction to GDscript basics and fundamentals at the moment, because the best way to actually explain things is to show them in a practical way. I hope this was useful, and I will let you go to the next video of your choice.